Hello guys, welcome and namaste to my very first tutorial. Today we are going to talk about the example of the sporadic server. So I want you guys to remember the consumption rule and replenishment rule all by yourself. So let's move towards our example. So in this example we are given three jobs with their period, execution time and deadline. Here the period is equal to deadline. All these tasks have to be solved according to this priority which is given by the deadline. The smaller the deadline, the higher the priority is. So since here the T1 has the smallest deadline, it has the highest priority, and after T1, T2, and then server, and then T3 will have their respective higher priority. Now for this sort of the problem, we know that by default the phase is 0. So our job is here executing at the time 0 itself. You can see that the job T1 is executing at time 0, 3, 6, 9 and so on. This is because T1 has period 3 and will execute at every non-zero integer multiple of 3, and likewise T2 have the period 4 and will execute at every non-zero multiple of 4, that is 4, 8 and so on, and same goes to TS and T3. Now since TS has the highest priority, we execute T1 first for the 0.5 unit of time T2 will execute. Since no sporadic job has been introduced yet, we execute T3 for 1.5 unit of time, because at time T3 again T1 will be executing. At the same time, the sporadic job A1 is being released, but since it has the lowest priority than T1 and T2, it will have to wait till T1 completes its execution. There is a slack time between 3 and 3.5 and 4. So we execute A1 at that slack time for 0.5 minutes of time, as T2 execute at time 4 to 5. After 5 again T1 will execute. Not T1, A1 will execute. So now let us look at the budget chart. The budget chart shows that budget has already been replenished initially to at 0, so TR here will be 0. A1 arrives at 3, and so the server will become active at 3, but since it is executed only at 3.5, the end for this budget will be 3.5 and the begin will be 3. And we also see that at time 3.5 the server has begun its execution, so we know that TF is the point or the time where the server begins its first execution after TR. So the value 3.5 will be equal to TF and as well. When the server starts executing sporadic job, the budget will decrease, like you can see in this example, from 3.5 to 4 the budget has decreased, and when the other periodic job are executing, the budget will remain steady. But look at point 5.5. There the server will stop executing the sporadic job, but according to consumption rule 2, if the server is suspended at any time and at the same time if the higher priority job are idle, then consume the budget. Like in this example, the server gets suspended at this point, but at the same time the higher priority job T1 and T2 are not executing, so at this point the budget will again get consumed and again will remain steady. And now see at the point 7. At point 7 the job A2, the sporadic job A2 has been released, but it is not executed by the server at 7. Why? Because the budget here is null. Now as per the rule, you will need to find the latest effective replenishment time and the next replenishment time. Now for other portion you can follow the same type of pattern. Now while making the budget chart, for first time the begin will be 3, end will be 3.5, tr will be 0 because it is already executed at 0, that is the budget has already been replenished at 0, and now the te we execute by the formula. You can see them in the book at page number 220. It is already given there. So following that, we will execute and calculate the TE. Now TR is 0, begin is 3, so our TE will be 3, and the next replenishment time will be 8. And at second period, that is here, the begin will be 8, the end will be 9.5, and again TF will be 9.5, and TR, that is replenishment, that is latest replenishment time, is also 8. So again computing by this formula, we will find that T equal to 8, and so the next replenishment point will be 13. And again at third period, our latest replenishment point was 13, so TR equal to 13, and server begins to wait for the sporadic job to compute at time 13, so the begin will be 13. Again it will execute the sporadic job at 13.5, so our end will be 13, and TF will be 13, and at the same time the server will stop waiting for the job to execute, so end will also be 13.5. so our TE will be 13, and our next replacement time will be 18. But you can see when executing from 13.5 to 14, our budget will be decreased to 0.5. But at the same time, when you see to the above, the T1, T2 and also T3, all these three are idle, so our whole system will become idle. And according to the rule of replenishment, that is R3B, we replenish the budget at the time TB where the server again becomes active. So we use the formula TB equal to minimum of next replenishment time comma TB. So according to that formula, our minimum will be 15, because among 15 and 18, our 15 is minimum, so at the point 15 we will replenish the budget again, and again following the previous pattern we will solve. Now when we reach 18 again, the task T1 has been executed, so our budget will remain steady till 19. At 19 again we will see that the system is idle here, that is T1, T2 and T3 is not executing its job. So again by the rule R3B, that is replacement rule, the budget will again be replenished at point 19, and again computing the next replacement point, we will get the next replenishment point as 24. So this is how the given example is solved. I hope you guys understand it. So thank you for watching and showing so much of patience. If you like this tutorial, please like it. If you have any comments regarding it, please do not feel shy to throw me your comments. Thank you for watching it, guys. Have a nice time and do blast in your examinations. Thank you.